Hi everyone, welcome to video number 2, social coaching of week number 3 in our Remote Incredible Years programme. So, social coaching, following on from what we did last week, thinking about our umbrella of descriptive commenting, all of these things that you're going to be saying while your child is playing. Um, Last week we thought about academic and persistence coaching. This week, we are focusing on social and emotion coaching. So in this video, we're going to think about social coaching. Now, what a lot of you may be thinking is of the behaviours that you don't want your child to do. I don't want them to snatch. I don't want them to fight with the siblings. I don't want them to, throw the food. You might be thinking of all these things that you don't want them to do. What I want you to start to think about, and this is going to be really important in the next few weeks actually, what behaviours do you want to see more of? Because if you're not seeing those some behaviours, we've still got 24 hours in a clock. What is that time going to be filled up with? What is the behaviours that you want to see more of? And social coaching can be very, very important in this because what it does, like the persistence coaching, it's that in the moment. What is your child doing in that exact moment? What does it feel like? What have they done? It's different from a command, remember? Command is you are telling them what to do. Coaching, you are telling them what they are doing in that split second. That you are, you have, or you look. So, with social coaching, there are a whole host of social behaviours. And if you want your child to play nicely, what does that look like? I want you to think really specifically. What does playing nicely look like? Is it sharing their toys? Is it taking turns? Is it sitting calmly? Is it playing with a quiet voice? Is it involving other children? Is it involving you? Is it inviting other people into their play? So quite often we think I want them to just play nicely together, but I want you to be really specific because if you don't know what that looks like, how can your child know what that looks like? I'm very mindful of the different ages of your children. So some of you will have 2, 3, 4 year olds, some of you will have 5, 6, 7 year olds. So in your handouts this week, we have a list of child developmental stages. These are going to be really important in thinking about your own child. Okay, so child developmental level 1, what we think of is it's generally for some of you may have children who are struggling developmentally. Quite often we think about younger children where it's that parent and child play. Okay, so children they're not really interested in other kids, they just want to play with you. Okay, so all of those types of social skills that you will see, and there's some lovely examples of social coaching in the handouts. That's on child developmental level 1. Child developmental level 2 in social skills, it's that time when children are engaging, it's what we call parallel play. So you'll see this quite often with 2, 3-year-olds where I'm playing over here, you're playing next to me. I'm not too interested in what you're doing. We're not playing together. I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing. What can often happen there is, well, you're over there doing that, but I want that toy. I want that toy. They've not developed that sense of, I need to ask for that toy, or, my friend is playing with that toy. It's just the mind that I want that, I want that. And I'm just interested in what I'm doing. So this is what happens in parallel play. Children are playing next to each other. So all of those kind of prompts are in child development level 2. Then when we go into child development level 3, it's children who are starting to initiate play together. So starting to develop those friendship skills, asking politely, sharing, offering to help. So if you see for the ages and stages of your children, there are loads of different prompts in these handouts this week. However, let's think about social behaviours then. What behaviours do you want to see more of? If your child's not pestering you, what are they doing instead? Could they be waiting patiently? If your child isn't screaming at their sibling, what are they doing instead? Are they talking calmly? There's a whole host of different social behaviours in here. Things like helping, sharing, working as a team, listening to what a friend says, taking turns, asking politely, trading, waiting patiently, agreeing with a friend's suggestion, giving a compliment, making a suggestion, cooperating, being generous, apologising or including others, using something that, especially for younger children, using kind hands, using gentle hands, using an indoor voice, using their listening ears. And I have seen children actively go, I am listening. But what that does is it cues them into what you're saying. So think specifically what you want your child to be doing. And then with coaching, you are going to be looking out for it. You're going to be spotting those times when your child is waiting patiently for a split second. Because what that means is by saying, you are waiting so patiently. If you get in there really quickly, you are waiting really patiently, they are going to know what that feels like for them. I keep on using waiting patiently quite a lot, and I think it's just because it's something we all want children to do. It's a real skill to develop, and it takes a lot of self-control actually. So a bit like the persistence coaching, you are concentrating. I am concentrating. This is what concentrating feels like. You are waiting patiently. I am waiting patiently. This is what waiting patiently feels like. And similarly, what you want to do by using that social coaching is to increase the amount of times they do it, or how long they do it for. So if you want your child to take turns with their sibling, what is going to be the power of you noticing every time they do that and commenting on it? You are taking turns so wonderfully. You took turns with your sister. She really liked that. What you are doing, going back to that attention rule that we talked about in week 1, you are putting your positive attention on the behaviour you want to see more of. And what do children want? Attention. When do they want it? Now. Who from? Us. So by you focusing where you're putting your positive attention, that is feeding into their desire for attention for things. And when we think about what the function of a behaviour is, children are doing things for different types of attention. So you are giving them a function for that behaviour. They might have just done it, sporadically. They might have just done it spontaneously. Oh, just give my sister that toy. But you're then reinforcing that with you. You shared so wonderfully then. It was great to see. You're giving that lovely, genuine attention to that behaviour. So then they're going to do it a little bit more. They may do it once again, or they may kind of wait or concentrate or be patient for a little bit longer. Other things to look out for when social coaching. How about meal times? So if you were to see a child kind of sat at mealtime, what behaviours do you want to comment on? What do you want them to do more often? For some of you, you might have kids who will not sit at a table. So you are going to look for that time when they are stood by the table. Oh, you are stood by the table eating so nicely. They may sit on the chair for a split second. You are sitting up so well at that table. You are eating your dinner. You are smelling your dinner. You are trying your tea. You are sitting calmly. So those social behaviours that you want them to do a little bit more of, you are going to be commenting on that when you see it. Another one for mealtime behaviours could be you are waiting patiently whilst everybody else finishes. So if you are sat having a meal together, one big problem that often comes up is, well, they just don't wait, so we can't go out because as soon as they've finished, they've not learned to wait. They will only learn to wait if you give them the opportunity to learn to wait and comment that they are waiting for everybody to finish and waiting patiently, or sitting calmly and waiting for everybody to finish. So these are all these wonderful social behaviours that you can really, really emphasise with your child. For older children, it could be that they are negotiating rules of a game really well. They could be problem solving with a friend or with yourself really, really well. So, oh wow, you guys are really thinking about how to solve this problem, that you both want to play a different game. That's really good that you're working together. So all of these social behaviours are really, really important. There are lots and lots of different types of behaviours in your handouts this week. I will obviously be going through them all on phone with you. But here are some others. So helping, including others. You are sharing. You are working as a team. You are trading. You are taking turns. You are being patient. You are listening. You apologised really well then. You are using a friendly voice and you are using kind hands. Depending on the behaviours that you want to see more of is going to determine what kind of social behaviours that you are going to be focusing on this week. A lot of what you will also find is this is under the play, it's still within the realms of play. However, social coaching can happen anywhere. If they are holding your hand, you are holding my hand while we are walking down the street. You are walking calmly. You are walking carefully. You are holding onto my hand. You are crossing the road really carefully. It can happen anywhere. You are waiting really patiently whilst we wait in this queue to get in the supermarket. So, see what you can spot. Have a think about what you want to focus on. Let's make this achievable. Give yourself one or two very specific behaviours that you want to see more of and focus on them. Catch your child doing it and tell them that they are doing it. And notice what is their response. Does it happen a little bit more often, maybe? Do they do it for a little bit longer? Okay. Right. I'm going to go on to film video 3, which is emotion coaching.